What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Mad here once again, and today we have something brand new and exciting for you guys. Something that I've been waiting for quite a while to start and do. It has been a pretty crazy past almost full year for me as far as content creation, as far as getting pretty much canceled on Twitch, and trying to really pull myself together and start getting my content on the other platforms really rolling. Um, anyways, today is episode 1, the very first episode of the Grind podcast. So let's do a cheers for that. Episode 1 of the Grind podcast. You guys are here for that. So this podcast is going to be something that is recorded live on Kick, and it's pretty much going to be an unedited podcast that will be uploaded to my main YouTube channel. And the purpose of this podcast is going to kind of be a way for me. It's kind of something I'm making so that way I can try to reconnect with my old fan base, because I have been making content for quite some time now, and after being canceled on Twitch, I've lost connections. I've lost, there's a lot of people I miss, and hopefully putting out these podcasts reminds you guys that I'm still here. I'm still kind of doing my thing, just somewhere else and kind of in a different way. Also, though, the purpose of this podcast, besides that, is to try to provide some information for those of you that are interested in, the niche that the niches that I am interested in, such as, achievements, Xbox achievements, gamer score, online server shutdowns, and a couple other things. And I will highlight the main purpose of the podcast in just a moment in detail. But let's get into this. I'm going to, first of all, I guess I should pull up kind of what we're going to be going over here. Again, this is going to be a raw podcast, not much editing really done. And, we're going to start off. I want to start off most importantly because, like I said, some of the niches that I'm interested in with gaming are niches that not a lot of people know about, or some things, especially the first thing, the server shutdowns in online video games, a lot of people don't care about until it's too late. Most games these days are based on online servers in some kind of way, and I kind of want to have this be a way that I can, because I pay attention to these games all the time because I follow this, and I want to be able to broadcast this to you so you guys can be up to date like I am. So we got the online server shutdowns, and then also, like I said, I want to reconnect with my audience that I once had, and and also create like something, a new platform, a new kind of content for my future audience, the new viewers. And I want to talk about the direction of my streams. Not everybody can catch my live streams. I know my stream times are kind of sporadic. I try to have a schedule, but we all know how good falling into a schedule and following a schedule, how that goes. So again, the direction of my streams on Kick, the kind of games like I'll be playing and currently playing, things like that. So that's the second thing I'll be talking about in these podcasts. Also, bullet point 3, we have the discussion about games and achievements. So this is where I'll be talking to the chat, kind of like, what games are people currently playing? What are some new games you guys are looking forward to? And possibly, old backlog games that people would like to play for the first time that they haven't gotten time to play, or they never put time to play, or simply old backlog games that they just want to replay. Like they were old games that they loved and they would love to replay them again. So those are a couple, like I said, that's really where the chat interaction, if you guys are watching the podcast live on Twitch, really get involved with the chat at that point, and I'll be responding to you guys and kind of reflecting on that. And also, and as far as my side too, I'll be talking about the games I'm interested in that are coming out, and a little bit of a discussion about gaming. Now, I don't want this podcast to be really about every new game that's coming out. there are countless podcasts out there. A lot of friends that I have that I know, they do podcasts about similar things. I'm gonna leave it to them. I'm not really trying to cover and do a lot of research on every brand new game coming out. I just kind of want to highlight again, have it kind of surround around my stream and my niche, and kind of you know, mainly about the stuff that we as a community are doing. That if you guys want to bring up things to me to talk about on the podcast, this is that'll definitely be a segment for me to do that. New games that you guys know that are coming out that I might not know, because I don't really keep up to date with everything. I try to, but again, that's the purpose of this podcast, is to bring up and share ideas. And this segment about the discussion about games and achievements, that's going to be a really you know good part of the podcast to communicate with the chat to talk about those things. And you might learn things that you'd like to know. Also, following the Q&A segment, or following the discussion, we have the Q&A segment. That's where I guess you guys can ask me anything about streaming, about my setup. In the previous section we talked about games, so this Q&A segment will really be mainly about other things, like I said, anything from how to set up my stream, hardware, software, whatever. The Q&A segment, that's for that. Again, a very good time to talk in the chat and interact with me. And then I kind of want to do a show and tell. And this is going to be a really fun part of the podcast, where it's a really big surprise. Each podcast, I will just bring on a random item that I have, and I kind of want to just talk about it a little bit. Every item will be different. Some will be having more of a what's the word? Like a sentimental value than others. I might just bring up a cable, a little USB cable. I probably won't do that, but maybe if I run out of ideas, I will. But today I have something I want to show you. It has a little bit of sentimental value. It's really cool, and it's gaming related. And then finally, the guest segment. So that's where I will bring possibly a guest or two. Today I do have a guest for this first podcast, and we'll talk about whatever the topic for that stream is, or whatever we have to talk about with that guest. Today, we're going to be talking about kind of leaderboards. Since my stream and my niche, I like leaderboard grinding. I'd spend a lot of time competing and trying to go for those top ranks. So it's a niche that's sometimes misunderstood, and I have somebody that's kind of new to the scene that I would like to bring on for the guest segment. So we'll do that, and that should be a pretty good little podcast to keep you guys updated with what I'm doing, and kind of have some time to do some discussion and connect back with my audience. So I know I'm on stream, I'm dialed into my game, playing a lot of the time, not really doing the best job that I could be as a streamer. But that's where this video is to make up for that, these podcasts. So without any further ado, let's jump right into the first episode of the Grind Podcast. Now, again, I would love to try to have a schedule for these. If you want to catch them live, they're going to be around in between the window between 9 a.m. Pacific Standard to 11 a.m. Somewhere in that window, preferably starting at 9 a.m. Okay, so for episode 1 of the Grind Podcast, we're going to start off with our daily agenda. So to start off, we do have the server shutdowns in online video games. And one way that I document this, well, the main way that I document this is with a Google spreadsheet. So there really is no official source that's saying, hey, these are all the games that are shutting down. And I guess before I go into showing the sheet, I'll do a little bit of a explanation. I kind of mentioned it at the beginning, but when I mentioned server shutdowns for online video games, like I said, a lot of games are connected to online servers. It's 2026, and what sucks, it's a good and a bad thing. Well, it's mainly a bad thing, but the reason why I'm so involved with online server shutdowns is because being somebody that's interested in going for trophies, Xbox achievements, a lot of the time when the online servers for these games get shut down, some of the trophies slash achievements become affected and you can't get them anymore. So that's, like I said, that's kind of a main reason why I'm talking about this every podcast, is because I'm going to start off saying, hey, this is maybe there's some new game that got announced that's going to shut down. I'll be sure to bring that up to you guys and talk about it. I'm not really planning on going too in depth in any of the games, but mainly just kind of like a newscast, like newsflash. If you care about this game, play it because it's shutting down. So anyways, I do have a Google spreadsheet for that. And a lot of the time, those server shutdown games tie into the games that I play on stream. So if you want to follow the games I play on stream, a lot of the time, paying attention to the server shutdown games is a good way to see, hey, these are the games Mad's going to be playing. But anyway, so if you're interested in server shutdown games, we are going to now go over the server shutdown games for currently what I have scheduled, or what I have documented here. So we are in February of 2026, and I'm just going to briefly go over these, and we're at the end of February. So Project Cars 3 was a game that was kind of struggling. I was struggling getting the online achievements. Again, like I said, I'm not really going to talk about too much in depth about any of the games. I'm just kind of highlighting and showing if anything's been newly announced. But so these are the games that I currently have documented out. Now, I play games on Xbox, so mainly I'm focusing on Xbox. A lot of the PlayStation games that shut down kind of overlap because they're on both consoles. But I'll just mention that at the end of this month, in just a couple days, we have Project Cars 3 shutting down. I was able to snag the online achievements for those. It was a very annoying couple achievements because your progress kind of get wipes at random times. It's kind of shitty. Humanity is shutting down at the end of the month. I need to get finished up on that. I believe that's like a puzzle game, if I recall. So then March. So WWE. Now, damn it. So sports games are so goddamn annoying because mainly with the server shutdowns, a lot of the time you're going to see that it's just sports games. A lot of sports games. So March, we got WWE 2K24 shutting down. The online servers are going to be taken away. You won't be able to do the My Team anymore. That sucks. July, Madden 23. The online server is going to be shut down. Ultimate Team is going to be down. That sucks. The game kind of already has a couple unobtainables. There's a couple achievements that are just plain up broke. It's just one, actually. It's just one achievement for the Play Live Now roster. It sucks. You can't get the achievement anymore. And it's kind of because every year when a new sports game comes out, when a new sports game comes out every year, like the new edition, like Madden 23 is out. Madden 24 comes out, so Madden 23 breaks. Even though Madden 23 isn't officially shut down yet, it's like the minute Madden 24 comes out, Madden 23 is broken. So that's kind of how these sports games work, and it's shitty. So the case with 23 is that it's not officially shut down yet, but there already is a broken achievement, and you cannot get the achievement for the Live Now roster for playing like a Live Now game. It sucks. So that's in July if you want to get the remaining achievements. Like I said, you can get all of them besides one. And then there's kind of a gap. July, and actually July is when I got banned on Twitch. That sucked. It's almost been a full year. So I don't really have anything documented until December of 2026, where we have Top Spin 2K25. The online servers are shutting down. And then we have next year, PGA Tour 2K23, and then WWE. These can almost be predicted, these yearly shutdowns for the sports games. The shutdowns for WWE, I think, are now like almost every March. We do have some unconfirmed games that kind of have online servers that you might want to pay attention to that have been talked about possibly shutting down. There are a lot more, actually. I am kind of not updated with these, but the notable one for people that might want to care is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The achievements might, you always want to look out for for achievements when they change things up, and they might move to peer to peer. I can't recall if this has happened already. Somebody might need to remind me, or I might need to look and get updated with that one. But whenever there's big changes to games, like Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the creators of this Gun Interactive, they made Friday the 13th, and when Friday the 13th got this update, it like busted a bunch of the achievements. Yeah. So and that was annoying. So you always have to look out for when games get like big major updates, and like especially like the complete like workovers is what busts achievements. Title updates are not usually that bad, but there's a possibility that when there's a title update for a game that an achievement breaks. So actually, like the segment for the server shutdowns isn't usually going to be this long. It's just going to be like, hey, there's something new, or hey, there's not something new. And I'll just kind of flash and re-show the list if there's something updated or not. But this is kind of what we have so far. I might have some things missing. This is for Xbox mainly. Leave some comments if you want to see me dive more into like all the platforms, I guess. But a lot of the time, the PlayStation and the Xbox achievements, the servers are like kind of the same. So, all right. So that's kind of it for the server shutdowns for right now. You can pause, rewind, go back to the document if you want to see, the games again. And if I missed something, please comment down below what I missed. So moving on, we have the direction of my live streams. So the direction of my live streams. So I stream pretty much every day on Kick now. And for those of you that don't know, that are getting involved with my channel for the first time, now I was banned on Twitch back in last July. I got a permanent ban, indefinite ban from Twitch. And previous to that, I had been streaming on Twitch for almost 11 years. And, it was one of those situations where I pretty much had put in all my eggs into one basket, and it's almost like starting from ground zero again. And I've tried to work hard. It's been, kind of hard to stay motivated. Pretty much starting over again on the Kick platform for my live streams, kick.com/MadTV. I do sometimes do an occasional live stream on my YouTube channel, but the honest opinion about the YouTube algorithm and live streams is like, it's just a lot of brain rot content. I mean, I don't know. I really do. I mean, I don't know. I would love to make it and be able to succeed nicely on Kick, and I'm trying to stay motivated to work hard there. And, going forward, especially from today with the start of this podcast, I am motivated, even more now to really try to keep that going and make that work. Anyways, so the main point of this segment, though, talking about the direction of my streams, is to kind of talk about, I guess, the games. A lot of the time, especially now, it's Call of Duty season. Over the years, being a streamer, I have played almost, I want to say maybe 80% of my streaming time on stream has been playing Call of Duty, or at least being in the Call of Duty category. And I'm still grinding. Actually, for Black Ops 7, which is the game I currently have been playing right now, Black Ops 7 is the current Call of Duty. I kind of came back to play this Call of Duty. I wasn't expecting to play Black Ops 7 last year. Last year for Black Ops 6, I didn't actually play. I was officially retired. I was retired because when the last Call of Duty was Modern Warfare 3, and that's when, we reached 1 million kills on the grind account for Modern Warfare 3, and that was like the final milestone. And then I was like, okay, I'm done. I pledged. I was like, this is finally it. This is a good time to stop playing Call of Duty. We could still play it from time to time, but I'm done grinding blood, sweat, and tears into Call of Duty. It's kind of like, it's not like, it's kind of plateaued as far as what it's doing and what it's done for me. So I stopped. I was like, all right, no more grinding leaderboards. And last year, which was 2025, we were spending a lot of time playing other games. We played Splitgate. That was like pretty much the last big game I was streaming on Twitch before I got banned. And that in itself was crazy, because my streaming on Twitch went from, it had grown over the years, and it just rapidly, that last year right before getting banned, like it just really started really getting crazy. And especially with some new features on Twitch, like the team share, the team streaming, you could you could group your streams together, and you can combine the viewers. And we were sitting on the top of some of these directories, specifically Splitgate, and and um and it was crazy. It was actually crazy. I was making the most amount of money I was ever making on Twitch in my entire streaming career, and then it went from that to just getting banned because of fraud and ban evasion. So that's a whole nother discussion. Maybe I could do a whole video on that for those of you that don't know. Yes, I was banned on Twitch, but hey, I still stream and do the best. At least I feel I try to do that. Well, honestly, that's a lie. I don't do the best that I can. I can do better. I can do a lot better in a lot of different ways. But I'm trying to stream every day on Kick. If you want to support me over there, like I said, kick.com/MadTV. That's where this podcast is going to be streamed live every week when I do the grind podcasts. But anyways, like I said, the current direction of my stream right now is I'm still playing Black Ops 7. There is an in-game leaderboard for the game. We are holding it down on the top of the in-game leaderboard for kills, for score, and I got a lot of playtime, and, I got a lot of help from Snacky, and my brother hasn't been around to really help as much this year. He's, working a lot, but I'm playing a lot, especially right now, to try to compete with the people still playing. But honestly, it's lame, man. The scene is lame. The scene is lame. I know. I do enjoy actually playing the game. There's nothing wrong with Black Ops 7 pubs besides the glitches and the cheaters. And like there's a lot of broken shit. But as far like if everything just worked, and like you could say what you want about Omni movement and being able to slide and move around fast in every direction, but when I get on and play Nuketown, when I'm doing what I do on stream, I actually do have fun. I'm completely honest. If I didn't have fun playing Black Ops 7 as much as I do, I would not be playing it. I swear to you down deep. I'm over 30 years old, and I wouldn't be playing it. Just not. I've been doing this shit for so long. The Call of Duty thing, playing pubs, it's like going squishy brain. When you go for leaderboards and compete and play for that long for anything, you kind of get into the squishy brain, and it's like, bro, like almost like where'd the last 10 years go? The last 10 years was a blur because I've just been playing a lot of Call of Duty. And it's like a lot of, like I said, I've missed out on, like, yeah, I do talk to chat, but I don't really fully engage because when I'm actually playing and trying to do the best I can in a game, it's not just Call of Duty, any game, you don't really, like I said, you can always improve. And there's got to be balance if you want to be the best as you could be. Everything's got balance. And also, I'm just going to take a quick pause right here. I want to mention to the chat, like I said, this is live streamed, and I do have the segments where I will be really talking. I'm not like ignoring you guys. I'm seeing what people are saying, and I will be reflecting on that and asking and talking to you guys in just a moment when we talk about the discussion about the games and achievements, and then the Q&A, and then after that, the show and tell and the guest segment. But if you guys have the questions and stuff, like I said, don't get discouraged if you guys are saying something and I'm not responding. We are posting this live weekly onto my main YouTube channel, The Grind Podcast, on youtube.com/MadTV510. That's my main YouTube. And yeah, I really want to get everybody involved. Like I said, I really feel out of touch with a lot of my community and the people I met over the years. A lot of great people, a lot of great friends. And the cold hard facts is that since I put all my eggs in one basket on Twitch, like I said, that's I've lost touch with a lot of them. So, again, I'd love to get everybody involved with what we're doing here. And if you guys want to get involved, be sure to reach out to me, whether it's on the live stream, DM, wherever. So let me just finish up with kind of the games that I'm working on. So like I said, we're playing a lot of Call of Duty. Right now, there's been an update, and there's this new site, and it's made the LMG or any gun that you use even better. And yes, I just mentioned LMG. Daily now, you can see me pretty much sitting on the blue car head glitch on Nuketown, just getting 100 bombs. That's literally where we're at now. Like, and people have always said to me, Mad, you have a bad KD. Mad, why do you have bad stats? It's because my natural gameplay on Call of Duty is to run and gun. Like I've never really been a camper. I've never really been a sniper. I've never really like that's why I don't play Battlefield. I play Call of Duty. I'm that squishy brain run around usually with an SMG. And like if you guys watched the grind to 1 million kills back in Modern Warfare 3, you guys would have seen a lot of what was that gun? Oh my gosh. The gun, man, it had like it had 100 round mags. It was like a little pea shooter with like 100 round mags like oh my gosh, whatever that gun, the WSP Swarm. There you go, the WSP Swarm. So like that's or with at least like an AR. But like now, what it's come down to is the meta. If you want to have a high KD, you can literally sit on that blue head glitch, the blue car on Nuketown. Oh my gosh, and you just call in your streaks and you just chill. And I've uploaded a couple videos now to my other YouTube where I'm showing people just how easy that is. Um, and then, like I said, that being said, I have started a couple other YouTube channels to kind of divide up my sub content because not everything should be like a full main YouTube post here. I'm kind of gonna slow, like I said, I really don't post that actively here on YouTube, but mainly it's gonna be the posts on this main YouTube channel, MadTV 510, are mainly gonna be just these videos, these these podcasts. I will sprinkle in other videos though too, but I now have other YouTube channels to kind of divide up my content so that way my channels follow kind of like the algorithm. Because if you do want to grow on social platforms, algorithm is a thing, and it is something that you should pay attention to, and it is something that uh, I have not all the time. So I want to improve on that, and that's an attempt to do that. I have a couple different YouTube channels. One for like trying things, Mad TV. We have Mad Tries It. We have the more Mad TV for my extras. I have a couple different channels, um, and those will be in the YouTube video description for my viewers out there on YouTube. So, anyways, so okay, so other games that I'm kind of having on stream. So, like if you guys know me, I like leaderboards. I like achievements. Um, we do have GTA. We have GTA 6 on the horizon, and one thing that I do want to do before that comes out is complete at least one more version of GTA 5. I have the Xbox One version of GTA 5. I want to finish the achievements. So that's something that you guys are going to be seeing sprinkled in on stream a little bit more now. Now that Call of Duty is kind of slowed down a little bit, but every day still Black Ops 7. Got to get that daily grind in. Like I just mentioned, GTA 5. I want to finish up the Xbox One version. This right here, the Xbox One version. Good old, look at that price. Look how much I paid for that. I did pay that. Good old GameStop. And let's give a moment of silence for most of the GameStops in people's areas because, a lot of GameStops are shutting down. All the GameStops in my area are shutting down. I have one now. It's like just it's in San Francisco. I think there's probably some more, but they're really out of the way. And they're really shutting down all the small ones. It's kind of sad. But anyway, so GTA 5, and also like I just mentioned, my other niche besides the achievements is the leaderboards. If you know anything about leaderboards, I love leaderboards. Anytime I see a leaderboard in a video game, I'm like, ooh, how can I at least think? How can I get to the top of that leaderboard, or how do people do it? I like to check out and investigate the leaderboard, look through the names. And the interesting thing about leaderboards is that a lot of the time there's a story to it. For most normal people that are just playing a game for the first time or people that don't care, like you to look at the leaderboard, or a lot of people don't even look at the leaderboards, but people look at the leaderboards and they just don't think anything about it. But for the people that grind game leaderboards, which is a big focus of my stream and this podcast, um, a lot of the time there's a story behind it. There's rivalries behind it. There's good moments. There's memories, and it's something that I think not enough people talk about or share. And I believe a lot of people have stories about such things that I feel like people want to share these ideas, and this podcast can be a place where people can talk about the achievements, both actual Xbox gamer score achievements or trophies, but then also goals that they have achieved in gaming or even in real life that you want to talk about and share, because uh, things don't get announced enough, and people should be appreciated and get the the notoriety that, get a, they should get the spotlight for what they've done. And I feel that credit should be given to people that deserve it. So, and a lot of time, like I said, leaderboards aren't talked about enough. People don't share these stories. A lot of the time, leaderboards are hearsay. How many times have you heard that? How many times have you heard that? Oh, I'm number one in this. I'm number one in this. I'm number one in this. Everybody's number one in that. Oh, there's so many number ones. But there's a story. There's like a timeline that happened though, and a lot of people were. Somebody rose to the top, and then somebody grinded and overcame them. And like I said, there's a whole story. There's a whole story behind it. Most of the time when it comes to leaderboards, and I feel like this is a place where I would like to share those stories with you guys. Anyways, I'm bringing this up because one of my games that I loved playing about, it's like 12 years ago, is Rayman Legends, man. Rayman Legends, look at this. The game itself, the hard copy. This game is on Xbox, it's on PlayStation, it's on the Wii. And this game, to this day, has leaderboards that you can compete in. And we discovered that these leaderboards, this game is very, very active. This game has a lot of time challenges, and it's very well known in the speedrunning community because of that. And like I said, even to this day, this game I think this game came out in like 2013, 2014, somewhere around there. But this game still has daily challenges that come out and weekly challenges that people compete for the top spot. And you actually get something in the game. You get a trophy. You get something that you get to show, and it sticks. And it's really cool because, like, I feel like that's something that you get rewarded for. And a lot of games don't do that. You don't get rewarded for the time and effort you put in. And I mean, a lot of people, like I said, don't care about a leaderboard, care about a number. But for those of you that do, I mean, it's cool to see stats and to see leaderboards. And like I said, Rayman Legends, it's on every platform. So take a look. Take a look at this game. You can go check it out. And it's a very fun couch co-op. Let me show the back of it. I'm not going to pull up gameplay right now of it, but it's kind of like a new Super Mario Brothers, like a side scroller. Platformer game. You can play with up to 4 people local. And the thing about this game, without going too in depth about it, is that there's a lot, like the physics on this game are amazing. There are so many like little hidden tricks and things that have to do with movement and velocity and speed, and even having and glitches, and having like 2 or 3 players locally. If you have people local, you can do moves that you can't do if you're by yourself. So like people that have like people at home, for some of these daily challenges, they have an advantage because they can do these glitches because they have 3 people, and they can like make themselves move really fast and slap each other really. It's crazy. It's just very cool if you're into that kind of thing and into like very in-depth movement. And like I said, it's like if you want to become a top competitor in Rayman Legends, there's a lot of things that you need to learn. I'm nowhere near the top. There are some different things that I'm better than others. Like there's distant challenges to see how far you can run, how far distance you can go, or there's like how many orbs you can capture. It's really cool, guys. Rayman Legends, it's worth looking into, at least watching some videos and looking at the leaderboards. Anyways, I'm bringing this up because we found some leaderboards in this game that are, like I said, the game's really active, and we're trying to act like passively try to grind the leaderboards. So you might see some Rayman Legends on stream. Also, moving on. So GTA, Rayman Legends, Everyday Black Ops 7 I'm playing, and also Rock Band. Rock Band, I've started playing Rock Band again, and that's going to get into my show and tell. I got a show and tell item for you guys in a moment. But I'm getting into Rock Band again. One grind that you guys might see me doing on stream is on the pro drums. There's a leaderboard. I'm trying to get to the top of the leaderboard for pro drums. And what that means is that it's your overall score if you add up all the songs. And fortunate enough, over the years, I've bought a lot of DLC. So I have a lot of songs I could play through. And currently I'm like 250. That's my current leaderboard spot. And like I said, again, this podcast, it's not just all about me. I'm the streamer. I'm the one recording the video, and I'm the one bringing this up and talking about my experiences and my topics and my side. But also you guys, I would love for you guys to share in the comments if you're on YouTube, or in the chat, on Kick. You know, like I said, leaderboards, currently, goals that you are currently working on, and things of that nature, because this is a time to talk about and share those. Okay, I mean, so that's kind of the gist at the moment. Rock Band, I could spend all day, every day playing Rock Band. I've spent so much time over the years spending money, playing the game. It's just, I love Rock Band. I love rhythm games. And this 2026 is a big year for rhythm games because this is going to kind of segue into the next part. Let's do that. Let's move to the next part. So, moving into a discussion about games and achievements, 2026 is a big year for rhythm games. Now, we've already started to see new guitars being made. We had the Riff Master, and I think we had another one before the Cracked, but the Cracked guitar, let me pull up the Cracked guitar. I have the Cracked guitar for you guys right here. I mean, you guys might have seen some of these, but like we've started to see um, some more some more guitars being made again, peripherals, some guitar peripherals. It's awesome to see because I'm a huge connoisseur of rhythm games, and it's nice to see that there is finally new instruments being created, because for a period of time there was not. And yeah, I do like playing the guitar. I like playing the guitar. Um, but I love playing the drums even more. And like I mentioned, playing the pro drums means you have the drum pads. I can't show you right now, but I got the drum pads, I got the cymbals, I got everything going, and it's awesome to play that. But the thing about the drums, it's so hard to get into the drums these days because the last rhythm game on the consoles was Rock Band 4. They don't make new Rock Band drums anymore. Everything you have to buy it stock. You have to buy it secondhand, or if you're lucky enough to get it new, and the shit might not work anymore. The drums might not work anymore because, like I said, with age, with these electronics, sometimes they tend to break, and then you're gonna have to try to get it fixed or this and that, and it's hard to get into the drums. Luckily enough, the community for the rhythm games is very, very strong, and they've, in that period of time where there was no instruments being made, they have there's been a couple people that have created devices that allow you to pretty much use instruments on any console you want, and it really is. It's called the Roll Limitless. That's one of the devices. I believe there's another one, but the one that I have is called the Roll Limitless. It's a little black box. I'll pull this one up on stream just to show you guys if you guys are into it. Like I said, I'm not the main guy for rhythm games, but I do like to talk about them, and I will bring this up to you guys because I feel like this is important if you guys want to get into the scene. But I have this device right here, the Roll Limitless. This allows me to plug in my drum set and use this on pretty much any console, any platform. So when I mean drums, I mean that like you can go and buy any drum kit. Like you can go and get like a E drums. You can buy any E drum, right, and then have this device right here connect to the E drum. Like I said, every configuration is going to be a little different, but if you have this device right here, this has made it possible to use any drum kit. You don't have to go and buy like a Rock Band drum kit on eBay for $300, and it's not even going to work. When you have a drum kit like this, the pads work a lot better, and it's just the overall better drumming experience. And like I said, the community did a very good job of making this device, and it's a device that I supported, I bought, and if you don't want to, you can even get the mini if you want to just do like USB devices, if you have a USB drum kit, or if you just want to do the guitar. But the main story is that this device right here allows you to use any guitar from any platform, any drum kit, any like instrument, and use it on any platform. It's very crazy. It's very crazy. It's awesome. It's something that's opened the doors and allowed people to get into the scene again. And I love my Roll Limitless. I support Roll Limitless creator, and I let me see where we at. So yeah. So anyway, so it's good to see that 2026 has some rhythm games on the horizon. So I just actually pulled that up here. Going along with the peripherals, like I said, there's instruments being made, but then there's also games still. So this guitar right here, actually, the one that I pulled up, this is called it, and I didn't know about this. This is new to me. This is still like just a couple weeks to months new news. But this is called the Infinicore Telecaster Edition guitar. And again, I'm not the main podcast, the main guy for rhythm games. I will highlight some stuff that's in my niche, but for the most part, I'm showing this to you guys because I mentioned that 2026 is a great year for rhythm games, and it looks like we do actually have another game coming out to consoles. Rhythm game is called Sound System, and the reason why I'm excited about this game is because we have not had a Guitar Hero / Rock Band game on console since Rock Band 4. And if you know anything about the Rock Band scene on the console, Rock Band, they finally stopped releasing the DLC a while back, and now DLC is actually becoming delisted every week. That goes forward, more DLC is getting removed. And the rhythm game scene on console has kind of just boiled down to Fortnite Festival. It's literally been kind of now just backpacking. You know, everybody, all the new young kids getting into the rhythm game scene, they're like getting in through Fortnite Festival, and they're playing Fortnite Festival, and while it's great, in my opinion, I believe like Rock Band and Guitar Hero they're like the founders. They start and they are the main ones, but we haven't had any of that on console since Rock Band 4. It's been a while, and to get something new to console, I mean, when did Rock Band 4 come out? I don't know when it came out. Let's look. Rock Band 4 came out, yeah, in 2015. So yikes. So, you know, it's been a while since we've gotten a new game on console. They've been releasing guitars, like I did show you. There are the guitars from Cracked that have been released. But also this company that makes the Sound System game coming out, they're releasing a guitar themselves. This is the guitar right here. And they are the same company that makes Attack on Titan, apparently. But anyways, Sound System is coming out on consoles. I'm excited because, like I said, we haven't had anything on consoles in a long time. It's kind of like a computer master race when it's when it comes to the rhythm games, because of just how much like Clone Hero and Yarg, which is called yet another rhythm game, how they have been leading the way on PC as far as like community rhythm games, because you can pretty much have any songs that you want for free instead of having to jump through hoops to try to get DLC, and in many cases delisted DLC for like official games like Rock Band. So anyways, to have something new on consoles is nice and exciting. We're gonna we kind of had an audio issue there, and I had to re-record for just a quick moment. That's why my background's a little different. But we're going to now jump into the section about the games and achievements coming up. So what games are people currently working on? Mainly like new games people are looking forward to, and old backlog games that people want to play for the first time because they haven't had time in the past to play them, or for the simple fact they want to play them again because they were such great games and they would like to replay them. For me, let's start with the games I'm looking forward to. The games I'm looking forward to, I have a couple. I have Fable, which is coming out in autumn of this year, 2026. And then we have Gears E-Day, which is coming out. And that's coming out at the end of this year, 2026, as well as GTA. Now, GTA has a release date of November 19th, whether we want to believe it or not. Anyways, yeah, GTA. Is it going to get pushed back again? Who knows? I just hope that it's a great game. I really am looking forward to GTA 6. I know everybody's saying that. I can already see people saying the minute when GTA 6 comes out, it's immediately going to be a flop. But I'm going to play it. I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to grind it. I hope it's going to be a good online experience. I know they're going to try to do the very best they can. Now, here's the question. I've seen a theory that you are able to generate real income by playing GTA 6, whether it's from earning cryptocurrencies or earning some kind of money. So I'm interested in that segment too, because there is a genre of games called play to earn. And I've talked about this years ago, mainly back in 2021 when it was the big crypto bull run. But um, but um, but yeah, there's a genre called play to earn, and pretty much essentially you get rewarded in monetary value by playing a game for playing a game. Um, Aiden Ross was talking about making a way to earn real money in GTA 6 once it drops. Thank you. By the way, for the feedback out there, I fixed the audio. Yes, I didn't realize that I did have somebody's audio coming through, and like I said, this is the very first edition of the podcast. We are going to be improving moving forward. We do have a guest coming up very soon. Earbuds, I'm sorry to keep you waiting, but we are getting to you very, very soon. We're going to finish up with this discussion about the games and achievements that people are looking forward to. This kind of discussion about gaming. And really get involved with the chat at this point, guys. If you guys want to talk or have some feedback, I'm here to talk about this topic. So, like I said, GTA 6, are you going to be able to earn money? Who knows? I'm interested. Okay, something big happened the other day while you guys talk about maybe games you guys are interested in, and I could highlight them and repeat them for the podcast. But, anyways, like I mentioned, Fable for me, Gears, GTA 6 coming out. What about you? Anyway, so something happened just the other day, which is pretty big for me being an Xbox gamer. And um, so we got a new CEO. And this new CEO is somebody that some people are saying doesn't really fit the role. And everybody has their own opinions. And my opinion on it is that, yes, I feel like somebody that has the role of a CEO for a gaming company should have a lot more gaming experience than the new CEO has. And do your own research, and you can look into all that. Like I said, this is more of just like a highlight and to bring up topics. We can go more in depth if you guys want to on certain things. But yeah, the new Xbox CEO is a AI driven, no game experience CEO, and we're gonna see what happens with that. The thing that's kind of good about, I think, the silver lining, I guess you would say, the silver lining in this is that it's a new CEO. It's kind of like a new, the new guys running the show, kind of, and they kind of want to think of it like a presidency, right? The president wants to appeal to the to the people so that way they get elected. So think of it like this, this new CEO gets brought into Xbox. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because there's no voting on the people's end when it comes to that. But the way I see it, it's like there's a new CEO. They want to make people happy. So now is a great time, and I see it already on X, on Twitter, people bringing up recommendations and saying, hey, we want this. Hey, we want this. Do this. Do this. Bring back the Blades dashboard. She even said, should we bring back the Blades dashboard? Freaking heck yes, bring back the Blades dashboard. People love the Blades dashboard. The Blades dashboard was the original dashboard on the Xbox 360 when it first came out. And that, I think, is the most nostalgic thing that you could pull up and show somebody that played an Xbox 360 and be like, wow, man, I miss those days. The Blades dashboard. I have a couple friends, but I have one friend IRL. His name is Idol. Shout out, Matt. This guy collects consoles, and he has consoles with the original Blades dashboard. Definitely somebody that we will get on the podcast and bring on as a guest one day to show off some of his hardware, because this man's got some amazing stuff. But talking about the Blades dashboard, the new Xbox CEO tweeted and said, should we bring back the Blades dashboard? Sony people are upset because PlayStation Studios shut down Blue Point Studios. See, so I heard about that, but I didn't really look into that. I don't know if you're going to do it, but for the guest talk, you should bring up the Discord and have both POVs. Yeah, we're going to work on that. I'm working on that. Right now, we're just going to do the voice. And we're going to keep it short and sweet. And we're going to have different times for talking about different things. But right now, yes, I'm super excited to bring on the guest who's going to be coming up right after the show and tell. And I'm excited to show you what I have to show you here. A lot of you guys probably already know because I talked about Rock Band and Guitar Hero. But anyways, so like, I don't know, how do you guys feel about that? You know, new Xbox CEO. I like AI because I like AI for research and for helping me finish things quickly. AI is definitely a dangerous tool, and living in our time, we're definitely going to see some pretty crazy stuff. We already have seen some pretty crazy stuff with computers and AI, but what's on the horizon, who knows? But for Xbox, I really hope um, that we get, here's the thing too. I really hope that we get some good games, and that's going to kind of segue to the point that what about the exclusives? Should we have exclusives or should we not? What do you guys think? Should should the next Gears, should the next Halo only be on Xbox? Should the next God of War, should the next should Microsoft and Sony go back to really trying to formulate and create these IPs that are gonna make people want to invest and buy their brand and have that identity of I'm PlayStation. We have these games. I'm Xbox. I have these games. The great console wars that made the console great. I heard Mr. DSP talking about the other day, and that's a true fact. Without that console wars, kind of like that competitive edge on trying to improve and outdo and make things better is kind of gone. And exclusives should be taken away. And like where I'm at, I think I'm kind of leaning towards the exclusives should be taken away, just because I'm a streamer. I like everybody being connected and everybody being kind of in the same realm, especially when it ties into leaderboards. As far as leaderboards goes, like hell yeah, I want everybody on the same leaderboard, everybody combined, included. I don't, back when I started doing Call of Duty leaderboards, Advanced Warfare, we had Xbox leaderboards, we had PlayStation leaderboards. It was a whole separate universe, a whole separate realm. I didn't know any of those people. I didn't even, like, I'm still learning to this day people that grinded these games that were on top of the boards. I didn't ever know they existed because A, leaderboards is first of all hearsay and just, not talked about enough to begin with. And then B, we're on whole separate boards, and people that are on a leaderboard for one console, they don't even want to think about the other platform because considering the other platform, that might lower their overall rank in their brain. So, oh, they have more kills than me, so they don't exist. We're kind of in our own realms. But now with crossplay, everything is combined. Everybody plays together. Scores are combined. Leaderboards are combined. And exclusives should only be single player. That's cool. That's a good idea. That's some good food for thought. Anyways, like I said, I hope that 2026 is a good year for Xbox and for all the platforms out there. I'm interested to see where it goes with this whole like Steam machine thing. The cost of RAM skyrocketing has pushed back the new consoles, I believe, or I think I think it's beneficial now that the new Xbox, at least for sure. I don't know about PlayStation, but I did see somewhere that the Xbox is being pushed back because of the RAM prices officially. So, boo hoo. I was expecting that the new Gears was going to be on the new Xbox. Like that was what everything was waiting for. It was all going to tie in together. We were going to get the new Xbox. We were going to get like it was going to be a launch title for the new Xbox, but I guess I'm wrong. It's probably going to get you remember how Gears had that whole like FPS update ambient when they released the series? They updated the whole game, got like a FPS boost or whatever, or not FPS. I forgot what they did exactly. I think they went and FPS boosted the old games that were backwards compatible, like Gears 1, Gears 2, Gears 3. They did a whole like revamping on those. But I see something probably similar happening then with Gears if they're actually gonna release it on this current gen, and we got the new consoles coming out soon. But we will see. We are going to wrap up this segment here, this discussion about games and achievements. And again, like I said, this is the segment where going forward, get involved, come with questions prepared, come with ideas to be shared. And, we'll see you for this segment about the discussions and about games and achievements coming up in the next episode of the Grind Podcast. So we're going to move on to the Q&A segment here. And this might be short, it might be long, but again, this segment I kind of want to, like I said before, when we were just talking about games and achievements, there's that talk, but now we have Q&A mainly about actual questions outside of maybe the gaming realm. If there are any questions about my stream, any questions about, when I mention stream, whether it's setting up my stream, whether it's software, whatever, streaming questions, setup questions, this is the time for the Q&A. If you guys have any questions about what I want to eat for lunch, I guess we could talk about that too. But if there aren't any questions out there, we will move on to the show and tell segment. Right now, it is February 22nd. It is a Sunday. And after this podcast finishes, I am going to probably walk my happy butt over and get me a Sonic Smasher because I deserve it. Sonic Smasher cheeseburger with some crinkle fries and a root beer. So, I always would like to share. I'm always down to share, I should say, and teach, stuff about streaming and my setup. And a lot of the time, I'm outdated too because I do a terrible job of keeping updated with new things because I'm so like just set in stone with what I know and what I do. But I'm trying to always improve, and that's one thing I want to improve on is staying up to date. Things are being, there's new software, new programs being made all the time, things being updated, new features, new UI. So it's tough, and it's also good. You want to stay up to date with stuff when it comes to streaming. You guys can also ask questions now about, Kick, or the platform. I can do my best to answer questions about, the platform. So what is something you would tell your younger self or someone new that wants to stream? So honestly, like, growing is a lot easier than people make it think. People make it feel, make it seem. I feel like we live in such a fast-paced society, fast-paced time, 2026. Everybody's just moving so quick, talking so fast, slipping up on their words, and go, go, go. And mixed up with people being like worrying about their own selves. Like when people are trying to become a streamer, like the main thing truly, truly is community. Like unless you're unless you're on a professional level of competitiveness and you're getting paid to compete, and you're sitting there playing in competitions or warm-ups or practice, they decide to throw on their stream because they're doing it already. They might as well just throw on the stream. They're already competing, so let's throw on the stream. It's like an extra stream of income for them and stuff. But they're not really focused on talking with their chat as much. They're focused on competing and playing and winning. And like, if unless that's really what you're trying to do, compete, play, win. As far as your stream goes, your stream, like I said, unless you're spectacular and people want to learn from you, even without you talking to them, people aren't really going to watch you. You really got to talk. You really got to make friends. You really, like, when you network and go around to people's chats, it's more than just an emote. It's more than just like, that whole tab for tab, lurk for lurk shit. That it honestly, at least I didn't really see that until the last couple years. Streaming for a long time, like, I just never networked, period. I would never even, like, if I wasn't streaming, like, I would never, you would rarely see me in any other streams. But, and like, I guess I benefited from playing with people because we competed. Like I said, my whole stream has been about Call of Duty and playing for the leaderboards. So having that little edge of getting the traffic and getting the shout outs from the leaderboards and in game. It was bringing traffic in, and I would play with people. And that is kind of what made up. Like, if it wasn't for that, if I didn't play with people, oh fuck, who knows what had happened. But I was open arms. I did always play with people. Tried the best I could to network, and we ran 6-man pub stomping all the time. Reverse boosting, it was a thing in AW, but honestly, I didn't reverse boost for a long time. I didn't even realize that was a thing. I didn't discover it actually until I forgot who the hell brought it up. But then it's like, wow, there's a way to manipulate the matchmaking, and there's skill based, and there's all this. Like, man, back times were good. 6-man, like, I guess things are good when you don't know certain things, you know? Once you know certain things, it like, kind of kills it for a lot of the stuff. And like, a lot of the time, man, yeah, like you wish you didn't know certain stuff, or wish that certain things didn't happen so things could go back to the good old times. But like now, a lot of the time, like when you, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, for an example, when I compete for leaderboards now on Call of Duty, like, if you want to be up there getting the most kills you can get, you have to, yes, you have to. It's not you can. You have to manipulate the matchmaking so you can find easier lobbies, and so you can drop these 100 kill games every match. And if you don't do that, then you're going to be at a slower pace. You're going to have to put more time into the game. You're going to have shittier stats. And again, like, that's like, I do manipulate the matchmaking a lot of the time to play Call of Duty, but I am not scared to party up and play and take the hit on my KD and have better stats so I can network and play with people. You have to have balance, or else it's just a show where people are going to sit and watch me. Like I said, I've learned that communicating and playing and networking has helped and grown a lot. I'm going to stand by that. So when people want to play, I do my best to try to get them involved. I might have to sacrifice not playing in easy lobbies so we could play in sweat lobbies, but at least now we're playing as a group. It sucks that that's how the game is. Skill based kind of ruined that for like party play, you know, because it makes you go in sweaty lobbies. If you have one good player and some average players, it's going to put you guys in a tough lobby. And that kind of sucks for Call of Duty, and that kind of points fingers at why Call of Duty might not be doing so great, is because people are tired of that shit. A lot of noob players do say that, no, we love skill-based matchmaking because it keeps bad players out. But a lot of good players still know how to sneak in. They are doing things now on Call of Duty to kind of stop all that, but that's getting besides your question. And what I would tell myself about what I would tell my younger self is that really hone in on the networking, man, and really make friends, because taking the cheap way out and trying to speed run it, you know, trying to take the shortcut and not really engage and do this half-ass stuff, it's not really going to get you anywhere. Like, it's you know, it's not gonna do you as much justice as if you were to actually, you know, sit in someone's chat, take some time off of your stream and talk with people and try to organize some times to play with each other. Like, it's more than just talking, really. You want to try to make friends with people. You really do. That's the way you're going to do it, because once you get that small audience, then you have 10 people that watch you every day, and now you're higher up in a directory on your streaming platform, and now more people can get to you, and it's like a snowball effect. So you got to start with that core audience. Without a lot of you guys that are out there watching me right now, I'd have less viewers. When I got banned on Twitch, I lost a lot of my connections. A lot of my friends don't want to tune into my streams because I'm not on Twitch, and it sucks. It's nothing I can really do about it to force people over to kick. But like I said, if I'm gonna get anywhere, I gotta go back to step one, start over again, and make connections, make friends. I don't have that full friend group to carry, you know, and it's more than just money. It's more than donations. Yes, me as a streamer, I need money to stream. If I don't get donations, I can't stream. Right? I jokingly joke about it a lot now because of the raids I've been getting from a certain person, but like, because they do it and they beg a lot on stream as a joke. But everybody, and it's not just me, everybody wants money to but it's like some streamers need it more than others. I do depend on that, and but you gotta have the friends there for the views and to be that your base. You need to have a base, and if you can't name 5 to 10 people on your hands that would want to come and support you, then like it's not your fault, not anyone's fault. It's just that means there's work to be done. Anyway, so that's what I would tell myself again. Like I didn't do that well of a job, and that was a long little that was a good question. That was some content for me to talk about. We didn't really talk too much about streaming questions and setup. We can talk about that. I do have a Q&A video. I do have some tutorials. Um, but we could talk about more questions as they arise to the podcast. Guys, if you ever have questions about my stream setup or anything for me, tune into the Grind podcast. You can ask me live on my Kick channel or in the comments down below, and I'll try to reflect on the future. On the next week's episode, I'll try to respond to some comments. You play music in streams, but other tastes in music beyond that? So like, what is my So a more personal question, more about like my music taste. Man, it's so hard. Man, I'm so bad with favorites. I'm so bad with favorites because I don't know. I've just always been bad on picking favorites. Um, a lot of the music that's around me. Yeah, bring up the next question. We'll take one more. A lot of the music around me where I live is like hip hop. I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area. A lot of hip hop, a lot of rap roots. Um, so you hear a lot of that stuff, but I do enjoy all kinds of genres. I really do. When I game, fun fact about me is I don't really like listening to music. I do not like listening to music, um, much because it breaks my think. It's like I like my thinking space. I like my clear head when I'm playing games, especially trying to focus. And I don't know. Sometimes I guess I could feel like I could start popping off on Call of Duty, but for the majority, I really don't like music while gaming. But I like as far as genres goes, man. Like Rock Band has exposed me to such great music, and if it wasn't for playing Rock Band at such an early age, I think that I wouldn't appreciate music as much as I do now. My mom also liked Ozzy Osbourne. She liked Red Hot Chili Peppers. Um, so might have some whatever you want to call it, like inspiration from there, whatever you want to call it. But I like all kinds of music. I like drum and bass is really good. I think too. Like I love beats, even sometimes a lot more than the lyrics. You know, the musical elements of the music. So we're gonna take this next question. Do you think that raids from a big streamer is a good or bad thing for small content creators? I think it's good. I think it's a good thing. Um, I think that, like, for an example, me, like, just using my channel as an example, I've been getting those bigger raids recently. Um, like, it's something that we all shouldn't expect. Like, if it happens frequently, like, or if it happens like from time to time, you kind of start to be like, oh, like maybe I can get a raid from this person. But as far as does it help your channel, I think it's an overall help. But the thing that I feel like is not the thing that's messed up is the reciprocation, I think, on streams. And I think we've all been there, and we can all say that. Maybe put a 1 in the chat if you want to just agree that, maybe you felt that sometimes you've put more effort into supporting somebody or spend more time trying to maybe not be blatant and upfront, like, oh, I'm supporting you, but like you're not trying to say that, but like you're showing them like, hey man, like look, like I'm here, like I'm like I make my rounds, like I talk in your chat, and then it's like kind of like, where the heck are you? Like you're a streamer, you should be doing like, and and some people just feel comfortable, and some people are just like when I say comfortable, some people are just comfortable in like their streaming, like they're not looking to grow more. Like maybe they're happy if you stop by, but they're not really trying to do extra work, and they don't expect you to really be there every stream. They appreciate you, but the raids are good, but I feel like I said, reciprocation on streaming is a problem because that leads to people feeling different ways, and it's like, I know I haven't always done my best on reciprocating support. I've tried over the past 2 years to be a lot better. I have. I used to, like I said, I used to never pull up streams. I used to never be on Twitch at all. I used to not even know how to navigate the platform back when I started streaming. I used to never go on anyone's stream. I used to have rivalries. I used to talk and be like hating, supporting. I used to not want to raid out because I used to think that if you raided somebody, you're giving away your viewers. You're like exposing people to the potential of now they're going to support this person more than me, maybe. Maybe they might like them more than me. And I guess it's kind of been true a little bit with the raid that's been happening with DSP. Some of the people from DSP come and they raid and they actually donate and support me. And if it wasn't for the raids, maybe that probably wouldn't have happened. But so like for Phil, maybe he might not want to raid out because like, oh, if I raid out to MadTV, then maybe they're gonna donate to MadTV and not donate to me as much. I have to split the pot with MadTV now. So and it's maybe not just the donations, but that can be thought of the same way as for the views, as for just the support in general. I'm gonna raid out to this person, so maybe they're gonna like heaven forbid I raid out to some sexy girls, because if I raid out to some sexy girls, man, you guys are going to want to watch the sexy girls more than you want to watch me. And if the sexy girls start streaming when I start streaming, you might turn their stream on, turn my stream off now. So like there's a lot of different ways to look at it. At the end of the day, it's all like, I think, just a gesture to be nice and to help other people. And I don't think it should be taking my opinion is that while you shouldn't expect a raid from somebody because you raid somebody, you should at least expect some kind of reciprocation back, because you are giving something away. When you raid somebody, I do feel like you are, because I've done it. I've helped make girls emotes for their channels. I've helped them like, how do you set this up? How? Oh my God, bro! I am not gonna be the one. Like you're gonna pay me. If you're a female out there and you want to learn how to stream and you want some emotes or something out of me, you gotta pay me. Period. Because last time that happened, where are they now? Right? Streaming. They got their own community. They're not like, oh, screw you, man. I got all I needed from you. So there's gonna be no more of that. If you guys were thinking you were gonna take advantage of me, no more, man. The streets have roughed me up, dude. I have learned. I have lived and I have learned. So, yeah. If you need help with streaming, this is definitely the place to come. But if you're a girl, don't you even want it. Don't try it. But no, seriously, like I said, streaming, like the raids and helping people out, like it's nice, but like when you go above and beyond and start doing more, like there needs to be some kind of reciprocation. There needs to be some kind of like return. And again, like I'm not gonna help girls launch their whole fucking streaming career because they're gonna just screw off a month later and take my viewers and some of my mods. Damn it. All right. So moving on. So great segment. That was the Q&A segment. Next week, I will reflect on some questions from the comments on YouTube. If there's any comments down in the comments section, I will respond to those comments during the next Q&A. So we have a show and tell segment, and then we're going to wrap it up with the guest segment. So the show and tell segment for today. So the show and tell segment is a segment of this podcast, the Grind Podcast, where I will be bringing on a random item, a random game, random item, random this, random that. And its main purpose is for me to have, just for me to have something to talk about, for something for me to show you guys, And some things might have more of a connection to me than others. Some items might just be kind of a funny object to bring on and talk about because maybe it's kind of like there's no ideas or something. But the main point of this is, at least for right now, is for me to show you guys things that I have that maybe incorporate into my setup, incorporate into my stream. They mean something to me. They're gaming related. Maybe they're not gaming related. They're more related to my IRL. But um, for the first show and tell, let's wet my lips, get a sip of some water, guys. And we've been going for over an hour. Thank you if you guys have been watching the entire podcast. This is something new. I'm actually proud of myself for putting something like this together. It's the first time, and I do plan on improving over the weeks. And earbuds, our guest is going to be ready to be talking in about less than 10 minutes. So for today's show and tell segment, I spoke about rhythm games earlier, and I wanted to show and talk about, I've posted this on TikTok, but this is my Explorer guitar. And does anybody know what Guitar Hero game this is from? What Guitar Hero game is this guitar from? This is the Explorer guitar. Anyways, this is a wired guitar. And this is like my favorite guitar to use when playing rhythm games. It is a wired guitar. It's from Guitar Hero 2. And you're probably wondering, what's that? What's that thing taped? What's that tape? Well, being a competitive Guitar Hero player, or Rock Band player, going for high scores is key. And what this right here is this is a plastic knife, and it's kind of like off. I haven't used the guitar in a minute, but it's got a plastic knife. This is just all tape to hold it down. It's got a plastic knife right here that's pushing the back button. And the back button, and it's pretty much so I could do this. So when I'm holding the guitar and I'm playing, I can use my palm. And I can hit the plastic stick, the plastic knife, and it hits the back button. What that does is it activates the star power, and it allows you to activate the star power without having to tilt the guitar. So that's super handy for not having to tilt the guitar. I'm showing this to you guys because I love rhythm games. I love Guitar Hero Rock Band. I've spent so much time over the years investing in playing these games. I showed some guitars earlier. I showed the Roll Limitless, if you guys want to go back to that and take a look. But if you got the Roll Limitless, you can literally take any guitar like this, plug it in, and it can go on any console, PC, use it for any game. Literally, it's an amazing device that Roll Limitless is. I'll bring it up again. The Roll Limitless. I'll put the link in the description too. Because I swear by it. I got a product, and I will talk about products that I believe in and use. So anyways, for today's show and tell, we just have the Explorer guitar from Guitar Hero 2. So we are going to be moving on here in a second to the guest segment. Earbuds, are you ready to be brought on? In a second, we're going to be talking a little bit to a couple people. We have Snacky, we have possibly Rob, and we have our new buddy Earbuds, who has recently gotten to the leaderboard scene, and we kind of want to talk about his motivations and things along those lines, and about the leaderboard topic and all of that. So in just a minute, we will do that. And I just want to wrap up the show and tell section by saying, if you guys have any feedback on the guitar, let me know what your favorite guitar for rhythm games to use is. Leave the comment in the video below. And hope that you guys tune into some rhythm game streams soon, because I'm going to be playing them again in the near future. Like I said, 2026 is a great year for rhythm games. See, like one week, I might just bring on a rubber snake. Guys, for today's show and tell, we have a rubber snake. This rubber snake was in my backyard, and it's been in my garden for however long I've been at this house. This rubber snake, it's not real. It's made of rubber. And do you guys have any rubber snakes? No, you know what I mean? But anyways, all right. So let's change the gears to the last part of today's podcast, and then we're going to wrap up. I know it's been a long podcast. For those of you that have watched in the entirety, it's been a 1 hour podcast. We're at 1 hour and 20 minutes. Wow. So for the guest segment, it's going to be different. Some weeks we might not have an actual guest. We'll just do a little bit of talking, but some weeks we will have a guest like today. And I thought it's relevant. It makes sense that for my first The Grind podcast, we talked to somebody that's kind of new to getting into the leaderboard scene. Kind of ask him some questions along those lines. And let me get these earbuds on so we can have a little conversation. We're going to keep this to about, I want to wrap up in about 10 minutes. So we're going to keep this to just about, we're going to talk for about just about 10 minutes to keep this at about an hour and a half. And yeah, let's get into this. So I'm going to pull earbuds in. And let's say hi to earbuds here in a second. Again, if you guys want to be brought on to, the show,
What's up?
wait. Yeah, my mic. I'm losing my mic. Hold on. My mic's bugging. Test. Am I good now? No, my thing's tripping. Hold on. How about now? Can you guys hear me? Test. Is that good? Oh, shoot. Okay. All right, great. Yeah, nice. Yeah. So my audio often gives me problems. Guys, if anybody in the stream or anybody in the podcast, if you guys are familiar with the voice meter program that I use, sometimes bugs out on me. So a lot of the time on my stream, you guys will hear like a crackling noise or something, man. Sometimes I just have to restart the voice meter program. But dang, dude, yeah, sorry to keep you waiting, man. I know it's been a long, dude. I love when I start talking, man. I could talk for days and days, man. But yeah, I appreciate you.
That snake, the show and tell. That snake.
Oh yeah, dude. Cool. I might just wrap it around. You know what, dude? We'll have it featured for the rest of the podcast here.
It can be in the background somewhere.
Yeah, just strangle me. Yeah. No, that's maybe not going to do good for ratings, but we'll put the snake right there.
Yeah.
All right, so like I said, man, there's a lot of stuff that has to do with leaderboards, and especially like the main thing that, unfortunately, that has at least for the game that we play, there's a lot of negativity, right, that comes with the leaderboards because a lot of drama, a lot of ego, a lot of this and that, man. But there really are some good people, and unfortunately, most of the good people that are playing the game are not reverse boosters. Most reverse boosters are just assholes. You know what I mean, right? Like, at least when you're trying to at least communicate or make friends with them, because everybody thinks they're better than everybody else, right? But at the end of the day, it's all just a number, right? It really is just who's playing more. I mean, I could safely say I've done this shit more than anybody watching the video, and I'll tell you, man, I ain't better than nobody else. I just played the game more. I've played Call of Duty so much time, and that's why I was saying I'm done with it 2 years ago for Black Ops 6. I was done with it because 10 years, man, of 9 months out of the year looking at one map, fucking, I can barely remember my 20s. So honestly, I could remember all the Call of Duty I played. But anyway, so I wanted to bring you on because you said you were kind of getting new into the scene, right? I know you've played before. Yeah. I guess we'll start off with...
one thing about you mentioned Black Ops 6. That was a good year that you took a break on. I don't think that game was very good. I didn't enjoy that game very well.
If I did Black Ops 6, I don't think I would have done Black Ops 7. Because the Nuketown, right? It was just Nuketown was the main map.
Yeah.
Oh, I could see why you're bored of this one, man. Swear, like I could see it
Yeah.
because I wouldn't be able
Yeah.
to do it. You're two back to back. Snacky, how
Oh
are you
yeah.
here, Snacky? Can you maybe like how much Nuketown did you play in Black Ops 6? I know you played Black Ops 6.
I played
What,
literally like a month or two, and then I played Search and Destroy after that.
how do you feel about the just in general the Black Ops being back to back? They did say that they were not going to do back to back games anymore, but Black Ops 6, Black Ops 7, specifically these two games, how do you feel? It's like does
I
like are
think
you
it's annoying and repetitive to keep doing like the same map over and over again.
yeah.
I would say as a leaderboard grinder, I would say I spend when I'm grinding, I would spend about 12 hours. That first 7.5 hours, I would play Nuketown, right? But then when I get bored of it, the rest of my time, I would do regular maps just because I get bored of the main one that I grind on. I would say that there's a
In Black
period
Ops
where I
7
do other stuff
right
on the
now,
game.
you're
On
saying?
Black, yeah, on Black Ops 7, yeah.
But okay, but is that because Black Ops 6? You know what I mean? Like let's just say Black Ops 6 didn't happen and you didn't just play Nuketown all year last year. Like would you be you'd be playing a lot more, you wouldn't be playing as much as the new maps, right? You'd be playing more just
Right.
Nuketown
I'd
because
be
you're
doing,
going for efficiency, you're going for
yeah.
kills per match.
Yeah, mostly Nuketown, yeah.
Yeah, the small map mosh pit really isn't that bad. Honestly, I mean,
honestly, I would say Black Ops 6's small mosh pit with Subsonic and Babylon and Nuketown, that playlist was good. I like that playlist. I put on the Krig, I'd rock it. But I would say the mosh pit this year is pretty bad, I would say. I don't
is
like
hot
any of
is
those maps.
did they bring back that map which it was in um
A flagship.
Aki, what's that map that's in the apartments? The apartment map that's tiny. It was like a circle, bro. It was like a little circle in the apartments. People would run and jump across the gap in between the two
Oh,
I know what you're
Piccadilly?
talking about. I don't
Piccadilly?
remember the name.
No, this was in Modern Warfare 3, I think, right? Or was in MW3,
Yeah.
right? That was where we.
The apartments, like with the close ass spawns, were in 6.
Oh, it was. Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah.
Right. Because, like I said, man, I played Black Ops 6 for like the first weekend and maybe a couple days, and then I went to Mexico. I didn't play any more Black Ops 6. I played launch. I got to like number 20. I didn't even get a screenshot, I don't think. If anybody has any documentation of my progress on Black Ops 6 when it came out, because I didn't take a screenshot. I just didn't give a fuck. I was like, I don't care. I'm not going to compete. I don't even want to think about that.
And it's on the dyno. It's not on my computer now.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just kind of, that's a tendency, and that's kind of why leaderboards aren't talked about a lot, because most people that compete in leaderboards, they don't like talking about the other games or the other stuff that they didn't compete in. It's all about just talking about them and stuff. But yeah, Black Ops 6, I didn't compete in. I don't know much about that leaderboard scene. That's definitely something that we'll talk about in another episode, because that's going to get into like some more like drama and name dropping. But today I kind of want to talk more about what was the first game that got you into leaderboards, and why you got so interested in, and was it Call of Duty? And if it wasn't Call of Duty, yeah, what was the first game that had a leaderboard that got you into it?
The first Call of Duty that I was ever interested in was Vanguard. So I know a lot of people dislike that game. I know Vanguard has some mixed reviews with it, but I remember on that game, all I would run was shotguns and Molotovs, right? I did that for a couple weeks straight, and I was like, oh, there's a leaderboard. I never even knew about that. I didn't even know that I was on there, right? One day I checked the leaderboards, and I was in top 30, and I'm like, well, wow, the feeling that I got from that was good. I kept playing the game. I was top 25 for that game, and ever since then I've always been interested in leaderboards. Then after that, I pretty much quit Call of Duty, and I went back to I play a lot of Roblox, Fortnite, all those other games, Minecraft.
Because there
I
was Cold
came
War
back.
after that, right? Why? So you
I
got
never
just tired
I
of
never
Call of Duty
played
in
Cold.
general after
I
Vanguard?
got tired of it. I honestly got tired of it because I'm like, these games are repetitive. I think leaderboard grinding is just, it's not fun. I didn't find it to be fun anymore. I wanted to play different games. Oh, I also play Outlast series. You know that
Yeah, you
series,
told
the
me you got
horror series?
that hard achievement.
The hardest achievement on that. I went for that. I
Yeah.
played other games. Then I came back to Call of Duty and Modern Warfare 3 at the end, like in August, and I played that. Didn't like it, and then I began on Black Ops 6, and Black Ops 6 I was top 100 for kills, and then now in
Yeah.
Black Ops 7 I'm cranking it up a notch and going for that top 10 spot. Well, top 5 spot. I'm top 10 currently, but I'm trying to get there.
So one day you were on Vanguard. You already had been playing it a long time, and how did, if I recall correctly, I mean ever since I can even remember, even AW, if I recall, was still tough to find a leaderboards.
Well,
How did you find a leaderboards?
A lot of I knew about leaderboards all this whole time. I just didn't know I was on there because I was running this new gun. They nerfed the shotguns, right? You remember how powerful they were on Vanguard, right? Those shotguns. Well, they nerfed them, and I found a class setup called the Amaranthine. It was like an after nerf of the shotguns, and it was extremely powerful. I would drop 100 kills every single game. And then one day I came across, I was saying, I wonder where I'm at on leaderboards. Probably top 500, right? Well, I was top 30, and that's where it began.
That's what started it.
Yeah, yeah, and I was like, I liked it, but I kept playing. But for some reason, I didn't go up. I just stayed top 25 because I'd play on the weekends. But still, to maintain top, 25 just for Friday through Monday was pretty insane.
On Xbox,
in my opinion. The One S. Yes, I was on Xbox One S. But I played that for a while, and then I took a break, and I came back to MW3, Black Ops 6, and now Black Ops 7.
So I don't think that there are any leaderboards for Outlast, but I know that kind of like leaderboards and kind of like there's some kind of characteristics that are like that kind of are like that are the same between like going for going like a speed run thing like Overwatch and leaderboards. So
I got something interesting to say about Outlast, actually. If you look up online, Outlast, the Energizer achievement and the Messiah achievement for both of those horror games, they're actually one of the hardest achievements to ever achieve alongside Cuphead. You know that game Cuphead?
Oh, yeah, I know that one's tough. Ever?
It is the game, if you get swiped at by an enemy on Outlast or jump scared or swiped at, one hit, you're dead. You have to start all over again. You got to beat the whole entire story without dying, and the difficulty is insane. Fun fact on Outlast 2, I think it was the Lunatic achievement. I obtained that achievement. I was the second person in the world to obtain that, and it was like it said on my player card 0.00% of players have achieved this.
Yeah, a little percentage popping up.
I was like, oh wow. And but no glitches as well. I was one of the people. I don't know if I'm the first one that completed it legit, but the first guy, he was using glitches. I know that. But on August of 2017, I remember Outlast 2 came out, and I was like, I gotta be the first one to get this. And I was like riding down the steps in high school. I was in high school, like riding down the steps. Okay, get past this scene, avoid this demon, avoid this, wow, villain. And I was writing it down. I studied it all, and I came home and I played it. I would die, and I'd keep on going again and again. But there was one time, the attempt right before I beat it, I died at the last second of the story. So I took 3 hours to play it, died. I got swiped at by Marta's axe, and she killed me. And I was like, I'm never gonna do this again. Well, I ate a good breakfast the next morning before school. I actually beat it right before I went to school. It was crazy that day. So, and that achievement was pretty insane.
I applaud you, man. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty impressive. What I'll say is that like, and again, man, there's not like I'm the one that's gonna go against my word now. But no, I'm not gonna name drop or bring up stuff. But what I'm just gonna say is that what I tend to see is that a lot of people that play Call of Duty, they only play Call of Duty. Like especially people that do the leaderboards, like they're I like to call them COD frogs or like COD heads. It's like if they're not playing Call of Duty, if I ask them, hey, what game are you like? What games do you play besides Call of Duty? Some of these motherfuckers tell me Warzone, and it's like, wait, that is
Yeah.
Call of Duty. Can you tell me something else that you play? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, but and also too like a lot of the people that I feel that are leaderboard grinders on Call of Duty, I feel that they're just all about COD and like it's like I said, a lot of this is squishy brain. And like when you play COD, you kind of zone in. There's not a lot of thinking to it. When you do something like Outlast and to do some of these achievements slash feats that you're talking about, that's hard. I don't think that there's a lot of I don't think there's I can't name any other of these other goofballs that do this leaderboard stuff for the COD that could do something like that. So I think that's pretty remarkable for you. Like I said, like what I'm trying to say is a lot of the like as the leaderboards for Call of Duty get higher as you look up towards the top, you tend to see that the correlation between leaderboard ranking and like IQ is like flip-flopped, right? So the stupid people, like these idiots that are out here calling us out for this and that, or for being bad, or for all this, like they're such a low IQ. Sometimes it's worth not even talking to them, earbuds, because a lot of the time it's just going to go in one ear out the other. Even though what you say is factual, it doesn't matter because they're just going to flap their lips.
Yeah.
It's not even worth it. You know what I mean? So like what I'm just saying is like I applaud you for being able to pull something out like pull something off like Outlast, because that's pretty hard, you know, to do game, especially like beating a whole game without dying. Like those are some of the hardest achievements out there. There are some that I named one the other day. There's a game called Max Payne 3. It's very. I'm standing up because I have to let the cat out. He keeps knocking on the window. But there's a game called Max Payne 3 that which streamer again? Snacky, who is it that streams the speed runs of it? But there's these speed runs. Summit 1G. He streams him going for the, trying to do a speed run of a flawless run on Max Payne 3. And that gets into like, the speed running realm. It's a big community, but that shit's hard to do, man. That shit's hard to do, and those are the hard achievements. And yeah, it is like good job, man. Like I said, I wouldn't
Well, I would
expect that from any Call of Duty leaderboard grinder. That's what I'm trying to say. When I heard that, I was like, wow, this guy actually has a brain.
Yeah. I would say the reason why these Outlast achievements, I've beaten it. You're familiar with an insane mode, right? For Outlast 1 and Outlast 2.
Repeat yourself because I had to let the cat out.
You're familiar with what insane mode is, right? Insane mode. It's where the Outlast is cranked up to the hardest difficulty. One swipe by an enemy, you're dead. But if you die, you have to start all over again. Like you have to beat the whole entire game without dying on the hardest difficulty. Well, I beat it on Outlast 1 and 2, and why I think it's so important for me is, not a lot of people want to play Outlast. It's a scary game, right? Like there's jump scares in it. Like a lot of people have low tolerance for scary games like that with jump scares, and especially if they're hard. Well, I find it to be, I hold that achievement, close to my heart because it's important to me because I worked really hard for it, and it's not a lot of it's an achievement not a lot of people have. I can add you on Xbox too, and I think I can send achievements over, right? I can show you that I have.
I think there's a share feature still. Yeah, they're removing some features, like the club is leaving, the Xbox clubs. I never used it too much, but yeah, I mean that feature, the sharing achievements, is still there. Yeah,
I plan to go for the Cuphead achievements too. Cuphead achievements, Resident Evil achievements, Requiem, I think it's called, the new Resident. I want to beat all those.
Oh wow, Ambient likes Resident Evil, right? Ambient out there.
I want to get Village. I want to do the hardest difficulty on Resident Evil Village. I want to go for all the scary games, the hardest difficulty for scary games. That's
I respect
me
it.
If I'm not playing
That's your
multiplayer games.
Yeah, man, check out the True Achievement website if you haven't already, man. True Achievements, it's a website. I was on there actually.
I was on there actually for Outlast.
Oh yeah, I'll add you up on that site so we could be friends on there. But yeah, so like that's like, again, man, good job with that. Like as Ambient said out there, like there are a lot of tough achievements out there, and like you did bring up, like when you accomplish something like that, And a lot of people don't understand why people go for trophies. Why can't you just hop on the game and play for fun? Like me, I kind of have a problem because I've been. I don't know if it's just because I've been doing it for so long, or like
I
I'm
have
not
to
really
get the best
addicted about the
one.
high gamer score, because if I was addicted with a high gamer score, I would go and buy and play all the, like, there's achievement games where you can get 1,000 gamer score in like a minute, 10 minutes tops.
Yeah, that don't matter no more. That don't matter. That's
So
why I stopped that.
exactly. So um like before I said that, what I was gonna say is that, like, fucking brain fart. These the achievements, they make you, like, some people don't understand. Like, to me, it's not the number, it's like doing things that, like, you're gonna remember, right? Like, I kind of have a problem because whenever I launch a new game, like, I that's part of why I don't play on Steam. I'm gonna be honest. Part of the reason why I don't play on Steam is, yeah, there are Steam achievements, but like, I honestly have, like, I've been on the Xbox for such a long time. It's almost like I feel like out of my place when I'm on a different platform, because I'm not working on my gamer score. I'm not working on, like, my, like, but like, if I was to play a game that didn't have achievements, like, if I like like, those games that are like the, like, Snacky mentioned them the other day, they're like the 20-in-1 retro arcade cabinets with like all these 10,000 games included that you can get. They're like, it's not a platform. It's like its own little, like, video game
Oh
handheld
yeah.
thing or any of that shit. I can't play it because, to me, it's just like, who gives a fuck? Who It's not like, it's not going to give me achievements that's going to go to my card. It's not. It's I don't know. I have a
Like a
slight problem
Switch,
with not,
like a
like.
Nintendo Switch, a Nintendo Switch maybe.
Well, but yeah, if you play on, well, that's Nintendo. It's its own platform. I'm talking about, like, there's these China consoles that they're not even a platform.
Oh
You don't have, like, a profile. You don't even have an account. You just turn the thing on. You choose what game you want to play, and you go.
Yeah,
Like, it's
they just got like 30,000 games pre-installed.
Yeah, and it's like, it's hard for me to do anything that's outside of, that. Like, I do have a PlayStation account. I do have a Steam account. I probably have a couple trophies here or there. But, like, for me, like, I got a problem. I'll be honest. Like, a lot of the time, like I said, achievements is a good thing and a bad thing for me, because I like to get achievements that are, like, hard, that no one's done. Because sometimes, like, if it wasn't for the achievements, no one would try that shit, right? What was the criteria for that one you mentioned? The one that you were at home writing down? Flawless, right?
oh,
Was it the flawless run?
Outlast. It's a flawless run. You have to beat the entire game without dying. So I wrote down certain parts where I died at. Like, okay, so the
You got to
NPC
remember.
is gonna, yeah, they're gonna try to check this cabinet. They're gonna look for you in this basement. They're gonna try to kill you right here. They're gonna swipe at you right here. Like, you
Yeah, see, and,
gotta
like,
get past that.
if there was no achievement for doing that in the game, and I know some games have, like, in-game challenges besides the achievements. You know what I mean? Like, maybe in-game unlockables. You might unlock certain costumes or outfits, or unlock this or that for doing, like, maybe beating the game or doing a challenge in the game. But, like, if there was no achievement for that, and there was no, because I'm assuming you don't get anything in game for doing that, right? It's just the achievement pops.
Yeah, just that.
Yeah.
I
So if
just
there
got
was
the
no
achievements.
achievement, bro, nobody would be attempting that shit. You know what I mean? Or
Right.
at least
Actually, you know what? I would, but I'd have to record it though.
Well,
That'd
there'd
be
be
like my
no
own
you
little
would have, like,
recorded
no
achievement.
incentive, though. There would be no, like,
Yeah.
and again, it would be just a thing of, like, hearsay. You would go having a video, you could show a couple people, but at least with the achievement, you have, like, something that's on your card, something you could flaunt, show around, and show off, and
Yeah.
flex. And again, like, that's the
Right.
cool part. It's more than the number. 2026, your gamer score number doesn't matter. It's about it's the contents, the games you're playing. There's 27. There's like more than 20 games every week that get released on Xbox. No joke. Like, 20 new titles, and I can guarantee you that more than half of those every week are shit titles, just shovelware. It's called shovelware. Easy pop achievements where you're spending $5 because you're pretty much buying 1,000 gamer score. You're gonna get the achievements in 10
Right.
minutes,
It's like
and you're
pay
never
to
gonna play
win.
the game again. So it's like a
Right.
weekly juice up for gamer score. It's like, let's forget about all that. I did break the million, but after the million, I kind of stopped caring about going high, because I know that if I could lock in one day and go for but it's like, I don't even want to. I have the games to do it too. I got so much games from review code games and all this stuff, but I just don't do it because, honestly, I mean, it would feel cool to have like 2 million, but honestly, I've seen some of these
Tell
gamer
the
scores.
secret, Mad. Tell him you ain't over 10,000 games.
Yeah. Nah, dude, there's people literally not even true achievement score. People, there's like a couple people now that are neck and neck. You know how there's always those top people
What's
that
his
are
name?
close.
Chovies? I think his name's Chovies on YouTube. You know him, Chovies?
Oh, maybe.
Like, he teaches. He teaches that method. Like, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Well,
Just buy
anyways, what
games
I
to
was gonna
increase
say is
gamer
there's
score.
two people that I know. They have 8 million gamer score. Not even 8 million like true achievement score like that. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, like it doesn't matter if I go and tack on another million right now. I'd be nowhere close. Like, fuck. But anyways, but yeah, the point is like, achievements are cool. I kind of have a problem, like it because like if there were no achievements, I think it would just take a while for me to get used to not being achievements. Like, let's just say, because I've heard from a couple friends that for the next console, they were saying, what if they just got rid of achievements? Right? Achievements are more of a problem and a nuisance instead of a good thing because a lot of the time they're probably getting flooded by all the games. There are so many games that I play that have problems with achievements. This won't unlock. This is permanently broken. This isn't working. And like a lot of the time, shit doesn't get fixed. So it's just like a lot of complaints. And like I'm sure on Microsoft's end, and I'm sure Sony too, like it's a nuisance because they get all these fucking like tickets from this not working, that not working, and and they can't really do anything. It all comes down to the game developer at the end of the day to fix it. And a lot of game developers, after they launch their game, they don't fix the game. If it's something's broken, they don't fix it. So, how would you feel if there were no achievements on the next platform?
I believe the next. You mean PlayStation 6 or the
I
new
would say, yeah.
Xbox?
I guess going forward at any point, maybe. I'm sure there will be
I
achievements. But
would.
let's just say there comes a day and they're like, you know what? Because this is the way we put it. Let's just say I got a million gamer score, and this is what's screwed up because this is a possibility. Like this is the fucked up way to think about it. Let's just say they want to like take away the achievements, but they still want to reward you for what you've done. The only thing I would see them doing would be they would give you like a badge based on your gamer score. And that would be shitty because let's just say you had a million gamer score, you'd get like a diamond badge. If you had 2 million gamer score, they'd give you this badge, whatever, opal, ruby, whatever. But the point is, you'd get rewarded for your amount, and like we just talked about, that doesn't really fucking matter because people can get that so easy. You would lose all the credit for all the hard shit you did because yeah, like you probably got what 50 gamer score for that flawless run achievement. I can go right now and get an achievement for 100 gamer score in 2 seconds for jumping 5 times. You know what I mean? And that's fucked up because that in the new format going forward, if that's what they were going to do, is just give everybody. It's like, okay, new Xbox is coming out. We're going to get rid of all the achievements, but we're going to reward you from the legacy stuff. If you had a million gamer score, you'll get a little star. But it's like, okay, well, what about that flawless run I did on? It doesn't matter. Like people won't be able to see you did that. So like, let's just say that in itself would be a fucked up way of doing it because, like I said, who cares about your number of the gamer score? That's all just like inflation at this point. But would you play games if there were no achievements? And do you currently have games that you play that aren't on Xbox? Do you currently, or is everything tied into gamer score and leaderboards?
I currently play on a PS5. I don't really play.
I guess trophies, same
on an Xbox. Yeah, trophy. I ever since I did the Outlast achievement, I've stopped on Xbox. But if they didn't have any achievements, I probably wouldn't play it. I would say the biggest reason why I played is the achievements. Or, I would just go to online games that have leaderboards. That's what I would go to.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. It's like weird, right? I mean, yeah, single player games are good for the experience, and it's good to play. Like when I sit down and play a single player game, I don't know. It's probably because I don't play enough. But when every single player game that I can remember sitting down and playing, I've had a blast playing most of them. But I think I've just not played enough. But single player games are good. But yeah, I don't know. Something about just having like a number. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's because we're leaderboard people. We have like a similar kind of mentality. I don't know, Snacky. Could you play stuff without trophies? I know you play Steam, but that also has trophies. Yeah. Would you play stuff if you didn't get rewarded for it? Would you go back to No,
I would never. I'd never play a game if it was
just save states again. Just save states, and it's all just you're in your own bubble, and it's like maybe System Link if you have friends and you local and you could maybe battle or whatever, like Pokemon days. But everybody's in their own realm. Like you're gaming and you're not really sharing the experience with much anybody. There's no leaderboard to compete. There's no achievements to show. And for me, like would kind of make gaming a little bit more lame. And I love achievements for that reason. And I grind leaderboards because I don't know. It gives me a sense of purpose and a sense of purpose in life. No, it gives me like I wouldn't grind the games or play as much as I did if there was no leaderboard or achievements yet. That's my thought about it. But
it shows that you're more skilled than other people. It's like a badge right there that proves it.
I guess the last thing I'll talk about before wrapping things up is like as far as we're gonna segue into a different topic. The last topic is the streaming part. So, what's your experience with streaming?
My experience with streaming is I never have been a streamer besides one platform called Meet Me. Are you aware of what Meet Me is? It's a live streaming app.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
I've live streamed on there. I did pretty well, but
That's more for like IRL, right? You're gonna get like
IRL stuff,
really
but
gaming.
you get diamonds on there, and for how well you do. And I did great my first month. People thought I was entertaining, amazing, until like I had a similar issue with you. I got banned, so I really wasn't on that platform anymore.
Okay, but you were so that's more like, so you were like just communicating and talking with people. There was no like gaming involved really at all, right?
Yeah,
it was more
no
just like
gaming,
talking
just
about your day.
Just my iPhone camera, yeah. That's how.
That's the
I
kind
would
of
talk
stuff
to
that would be
people on this.
successful, man. If you can get, if I mean, like I think the chat would agree that it's for people that just expect to turn on a camera and stream like a video game. Like it's hard to grow. Like if you're just gonna sit there and game, not a lot of people. I mean, I think it's just because it's oversaturated. I remember it was a lot easier to.
You see too much of that nowadays. You see too much of that.
Yeah, it's more about man. I think if you got on camera and maybe you could do that on. I mean, there's categories for that. IRL podcast categories where you could sit and chill and hang out all day.
Nowadays, anyway.
YouTube's probably better for that too.
Streams.
I see a lot of that, just people swiping up. It's like I look through the shorts and the live streams on YouTube. It's all just people sitting there at their desk talking, and some of these people have a lot of chatters and but yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Is there anything keeping you like? Why don't you want to stream your games? I mean, you mentioned like I get the safeguarding part, but like besides that, like the safeguarding, like like gatekeeping, like some strats on COD.
Yeah, currently the reason why I'm not streaming is because there's a secret gun I've been using, a class setup that's ensuring me 100 kills each game, and I feel like if I streamed it, give it away, and it's like, yeah, that's the only reason why I'm not streaming this game.
Yeah.
But
going forward, I mean,
but going forward, next Call of Duty, I definitely do want to stream. I need to get a good PC and a good setup that'll do it. I'm interested in streaming. I just don't know if I want to go to Twitch or Kick. I'm not sure what I want to go to.
You know where I'll say. No, I mean,
Kick, yeah.
The purple platform is great. Like I said, I mean, you could say whatever you want about who's in charge over there. Like, they joke about him being this and that, pedophile, this and that, or whatever. I don't know, but like, as far as the platform is, like, I think that, just to keep it short and sweet, I think the platform needs to just have a better communication with the streamers, and better appeals, better support.
I feel like they're banning everyone just for anything nowadays.
My situation, it's tough. I mean, like that. Some of the copy paste messages might be like because what I'll say is, like, for example, my other buddy was banned. Rob, are you here? Is Rob maybe, because this just to get a little bit of input from him. Rob might not be here, but anyways, Rob was banned on Twitch recently too, like just about a month ago, and he put in an appeal, and no joke, literally less than 2 minutes later, he received an email saying that his appeal was reviewed and ultimately rejected. Now, how the fuck did they actually, like?
It's automated.
Exactly. So like, even if they looked at it and maybe someone reviewed it and was like, what did they reviewed it and saw like, oh, what, they got banned for this, so there is no true way that I should like, let's just, okay. So the staff member sitting there, they see an appeal comes in, they're like, okay, Rob's appealing it, but Rob was banned for this. Oh, no, reject. No, I think that no matter what you get banned for, if you're giving somebody one chance to appeal, I can only appeal once every 6 months. If I'm given this one chance to appeal, this is why I'm not appealing. I have an appeal. I can appeal. I have an appeal to get unbanned. If I'm going to appeal, I shouldn't be scared that I'm just going to get shut down right away. You know how angry I'm going to be if I'm just going to send in this heartfelt written, like, actually, like, all my facts, everything that I can to prove my innocence, this, that, and the third, all this reference and whatever. And then if I was just to get shut down in less than 5 minutes, or even like in some way where they send me a copy paste message where it looks like it's just a generic paragraph, bro, I'd be pissed. Because like it doesn't seem like they really looked into it and like considered. I feel like if for someone that's permanently banned, you should be able to actually talk with somebody. Because text ain't it. We can get into relationships and talk about that. When's the last time you were in a relationship and you guys got in an argument because of some stupid text? And you didn't mean it was over you didn't mean it in some way, but text is ambiguous. You don't know how people are feeling. You can't get the full message across. Like, I feel like if someone like me, I live in San Francisco. I should be able to go to San Francisco, go to Twitch headquarters and talk to somebody if I can. They should allow that. I should be it's about my situation. If I'm ultimately found guilty, okay, so be it. But I can't. I get one chance every 6 months to submit an application to get appealed, and if I get rejected, 6 months later you can try again. And what happens is if you get rejected 3 times, that's when you're really screwed. That's also why I'm not doing it, is because I'm kind of just hoping that time goes by and maybe at some point maybe they'll get a new change of like their infrastructure and how they deal with this shit, and that's when I'll apply to appeal. Maybe in a year, 2 years, 3 years, maybe. But if I just go and waste my 3 appeals right now on appeal deny, appeal deny, appeal deny, what happens is you get literally blacklisted because they see you as, no, this motherfucker keeps appealing and it's a reject situation. So it will literally be from then on out, instant reject. And I don't want that. So that's why I haven't appealed. I haven't even appealed again. I tried the first time and that was it. And I got rejected literally like a day later. And that's why I was like, nope, I'm just going to have to just wait it out. You know, wait it out. I'll give it a shot later on. But like right now, they think I'm a criminal. They think I'm, you know, and it's not fair. I can't talk to somebody about it and go back and forth and have a conversation. It's like just writing something and hoping and crossing your fingers. And it's not a good feeling. It's fucked up. Oh, Rob and other people can say the same. You know, it's like, anyways, that's that. Like as far as platforms, but the thing about Twitch is, you know, you get those ads. It's easy to get money on there. It's easy to start earning money. I would say, like, if there's a platform and you want to start making money doing live streaming, Twitch is the way to go. Yeah, you get a better revenue share on Kick, and this is getting into this is for another video, but Kick versus Twitch. I feel like
Kick is more lenient, I'd say.
Yeah, they want to give you more of your money because they have other things. Let's be honest. And you know, there's the stake gambling scene. They got other sources of money. They're not just worried about taking all the money from the streamers. So that's why Kick is going to give you more, you know, you don't got to feel bad when someone subs to your channel on Twitch. If someone gives you $5 on Twitch, you're only seeing $2.40. You're not even seeing $2.50. You're not even seeing the full half. Twitch is getting more than, you know, Twitch is getting probably half, or you're getting equal with Twitch, but then there's also some payment fee. It's like you're getting pennies on the dollar compared to here, bro. Someone subscribes, I'm like, oh my God, I got a full $5. Literally, I got a full $5, $4.90 something. Like they take 5-10 cents. That's it, and that's all the processing fee. So that's, I mean, you get the support goes a lot further on Kick. But as far as someone that's just like, if you don't have an audience that donates, and you can get a lot of ad revenue from Twitch. That's like ad revenue, man. We were killing it. Like I said earlier during my podcast segment about the direction of my channel, man. Back when I was on Twitch, that last year of Twitch, we were making more money than ever because of all the new features and being able to combine your streams with each other, and then the ads and like lurking and ad. It was man, it was crazy. It was crazy, and then it all just came crashing down. But you know, everything happens for a reason, and we're moving forward. And yeah, we're 1 minute away from hitting the 2-hour mark. I'm gonna wrap it up here, but I'm not. We'll continue chatting for a little bit. But if yeah, Earbuds, man, a up and coming hope streamer on Kick and Twitch, and maybe YouTube. Who knows where else?
I plan to do well next Call of Duty. I plan to just play this game without streaming, and next year's Call of Duty, I'll definitely stream it.
Thanks for coming on and talking. Like I said, we'll do some partying up and playing soon. Snacky, thanks for hanging out. And going forward, if there's any suggestions for this podcast, I know I'm kind of ending it sharply right here, but we are approaching the 2-hour mark. I'm cutting it off, guys. It was a great first podcast. We talked a lot about a lot of different things that are up my niche, up my category, up my Nah, up my alley, I was gonna say. But anyways, if you guys are interested in any of this on the screen, anything we talked about, make sure to subscribe, enable the bell notifications. This is going straight on to YouTube. Again, thank you, Earbuds, for being a part, and we'll have you on again soon because we have more stuff to talk about, and
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
interested in what you do. And thanks for being a guest, man. I'll see you guys
I'm
in the
on
next episode of The
love to be
Grind.
on more podcasts. Love to be on more podcasts on the show.
Love to have you, man. All right, guys. See you in the next episode, fellas.